Hmm. Let's see. What will I watch today? Resident Evil challenges. Hmm. No. I've seen all these before. Oh, actually, what about Revelations 2? Nah, this is not what I'm looking for. I need some new stuff. I haven't made a video in a little bit. Hello, and welcome back to the show where I do things that nobody asks me to do for the entertainment of everybody else. Was that good? I'm still working on the intro. But, anyways, welcome back. I noticed that a certain Resident Evil game, or games, have not been getting any love in the challenge department, but I see an opportunity. The challenge of today's video, if you didn't read the title, is a no guns challenge. On first thought, I definitely think it's impossible. But hey man, you never know. Never know. The rules are simple. No guns unless absolutely necessary. Going for the good ending would force us to use the RPG at the end. Other than that, no excuses. Skills are allowed. The Revelations game have a thing called a BP. It can be used to upgrade character skills and give characters better advantages in some situations. I haven't tested it, but if you want to torture yourself and try the challenge without it, be my guest. No bonus weapons. I don't really have to explain much. The bonus weapons are broken, and it'd make the game on easy mode, basically. And like you have to beat the game to get it anyways, so like wasn't using it either way. Now that the rules are out of the way, let's get this started. Actually, before that, I want to say this early because I just end my videos with like a deuce or a bye or something like that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy, and let me know anything you have questions about or want to know in the comments. And now, without further ado, let us begin. The story starts out with our main protagonists, Claire Redfield and Moira Burton. They're taken to prison for some reason. I wonder who could have imprisoned them. Honestly, Claire's a good person.
It was none others than Evil Larry. Evil Larry hates peoples, so he kidnaps and do evil things to humans.
Okay. Claire and Moira find themselves trapped, needing to escape. They are let out and try to find some way to escape. They hear screaming and horror coming from another room, but before we investigate, we gotta equip ourselves with some juice. We find a knife and a flashlight, and now we're ready to take on any foe. Following the sounds of screaming may have been one of our worst ideas. We get jump scared by a goon too serious about his job, so we attempt to put him in a forever retirement. He gets away and continues to harass the lady we were hearing in distress, and we pick up some healing, pursuing her, and we try to save her life. But she was tired of running, so she pretended to be one of them. Unfortunately, she was so in character, I can't really tell if she's dead or not. Good luck, little one. I'll save the next bullet for you. She doesn't know I can't shoot. We find some keys and try to take... We go down to where he fell and recover the keys, and this is where we use our first mandatory crafting from the future here. In the future, I'm a genius. I don't know what happened, but I figured out how to skip the mandatory gunshot.
We made it.
Well, not mandatory anymore. So, the game is like every game. Certain things have to happen for other things to happen, obviously. The key thing here is Claire's belt, or so I assume. I'm not 100% sure, but I think the check marks go like this. Check for belt. If true, key on floor. If false, key hanging. When you don't have the belt, we see the cutscene where Claire puts on the belt and looks for the keys. The reason the keys hang is to teach new players how to use the gun and the flashlight. But if you've already played before and want to replay the chapter, this would be useless and just waste time. So instead, they skip it by leaving the keys on the ground, saving a bullet and time. So, to have this happen, we have to play through episode 4 first, get the gun, this automatically gives Claire her belt. Complete it, and head back to episode 1 to properly complete it without shooting at all. Alright, future crafting out! We then escape as fast as we can and equip Moira with her weapon of pure chaos, the crowbar. Her and Claire become a monster with this combo. Blind them, follow up with Claire, then follow up with Moira. It almost always insta-kills the little guys, and the big ones take some hits, but it's basically the same. After that, everything is usual gameplay. We get the power on, we grab the gear, and then we get ambushed. Luckily, this perfectly placed saw was here to assist. We crouch under it, and the zombies just walk into it, kinda like they got no brains. Very bizarre stuff. We open the barricades and traverse to the signal tower to send a much needed SOS signal, because the people here are kinda insane. We are then introduced to our next protags, Barry Burton and Natalia Corda. In the beginning, it's up to Barry alone to deal with all the ops, and it's a little tedious. The enemies can grab you, and on mouse and keyboard it's quite difficult to escape quickly, so my best bet was staying further away or just stealth killing. But not long after that bit of pain, we see a bright light appear. That's not that bright. When we play as Natalia, we can see enemies through walls, and more importantly, we can get access to the most powerful item in the game. The brick. The brick is the most destructive item in this challenge. With this, Natalia becomes a force of nature. No longer do I have to suffer with Barry's freshly sharpened butter knife. Try! I can now kill everything. Just look at the brick's power. The brick alone can knock over enemies, fully removing its ability to walk, letting Barry follow up and finish them off. And this is at level 1. At level 3, she's capable of killing enemies in one hit and even hitting invisible monsters. So Natalia can really hold her own. Barry is now the side character for most of the game. We blaze through the building and get outside, where we have to deal with a new creature. It runs from us and we attempt to escape, but
what's that?
oh, never mind. It's nothing. Oh no! The brick! You thought it was over? He stands no chance against the brick. Like I said, most destructive item in the game. We traveled through the forest, getting to the other side with no problems. Our problem came up in the next area. A few things I found out is that the teammate is greatly buffed if not being controlled. I decided to use Natalia to turn on the power and slam the wood into the gate, because she'd be able to both withstand hits and self-heal when in danger. Barry was able to sustain multiple blows and didn't even get into low red by the time we escaped the area. We make it to the signal tower, and we're not greeted by Moira, but the message she left behind when she was there. This fills Barry with determination. Then, him and Natalia begin to make their way to the big tower in the distance. Episode 2 begins with Sub-Boss 1, Main Boss 1, and Victim running for their lives. They reach the saloon and decide to wait there, but they hear something coming. Victim goes to investigate, then almost becomes an actual victim. Luckily, Claire locked in before ending his life, and they all chilled in the saloon. They had the great idea to leave, and they found a helicopter conveniently placed in a safe area away from the zombies. that definitely isn't a trap. Anyways, we collected our battery and gas with minimal difficulty.
I say unswarmed by zombie silly.
Fuck you.
Says the bitchless, zombified, lobotomized, unattractive, ugly, unemployed, undeveloped, stupid, overseer fuck you guy over the intercom trying to get my peener touched by the zombies after we found an escape for the island. Turn that button siren off, fuck you guy.
Fuck you.
Well, if you have no intellectual speech to tell me, then I'm turning you off, fuck you guy.
That's why you get no bitches.
And that's why you're still jobless and feeding off dead skin. Talk to me when you're not sapping off my peenar for money and get a real job.
Unfortunately, after being interrupted by the FU guy, we get swarmed in the building and end up having to fight for our lives. This part wasn't difficult, just annoying when Pedro turns into the sub-boss. We play Ring Around the Rosie, then we have to meet up with the main boss for the last time before he's infused with the Colombian sex juice. That's that stuff that gets you going. And Neil did not hold back when he got it. Oh yeah, Neil, I know exactly how you feel. Before that though, we get up the ladder and block off the remaining horde of zombies, and take a path towards the big tower so we can confront the evil overseer FU guy, and finish him off once and for all. We get separated from Neil and take the elevator to the top of the building, then show off our sick parkour skills and jump to the building across from us. This is where Moira and Claire meet Natalia, and Claire tries to play 20 questions with Natalia frame 1. Moira was not having this, so Moira told her that they were here to help, and Natalia was a lot more accepting of this approach. They decided to walk together, and we encountered a group of zombies. We told Natalia to stay back, then we got into gear. So sorry. I'd love to continue playing this song, but YouTube really doesn't like copyright, so I won't be using official songs and a bunch of others for a lot of my videos now, just to avoid it. Okay, back to the video. This fat lard thinks he's the stuff, but he isn't. After a little bit of bullying and bombs, we clear the rest of the room and help Natalia down. Then she just helps us through the door. We watch the victim fly the helicopter.
Oh boy, I'm so glad we're finally gonna leave this stupid's islands, I say above ground Felice.
Not this time. You're going to have a fun time crashing. Fuck you.
Well, damn it. You do's know your goings to...
Well, that sucks. And Natalia was kidnapped. Claire and Moira are really in a bad position. Let's see how Barry's doing. On Barry's side, we start exactly where we left off at the signal tower. We're told by Natalia that we have to go to that big tower in the distance, and maybe we'll see Moira. So Barry is now focused, and we cut through the forest and get rid of all the creatures. We even find a new type of bomb, the smoke bomb. It's kinda crazy, but I'll show you its amazing power later in the run. After exiting the forest, we make it to the battlegrounds, where Claire and Moira barely escape Pedro. Barry's age finally starts to get to him, and he realizes he needs his meds. But then Natalia says she sees the boogeyman. Barry obviously doesn't believe her, and just runs away from where he feels his headaches most. After dodging 3 extreme headaches, he crashes out a little and threw a bottle at the boogeyman that Natalia was complaining about. He then realized that all those headaches were not him at all. It was just the boogeyman. They continued down the path and got into the building that Claire and Moira were in, but the elevator isn't working and there's a wall with an X on it blocking their path, so they have to take the stairs. After getting to the top, they meet Pedro and he is not happy. Instead of helping him with his problem, we decided to blind him and take his drill. This was no easy task. The brick was basically useless, and without proper guidance, the AI just kept wasting them, leaving the heavy lifting to Barry. I actually found out from one of my Twitch viewers that there's weak points that Natalia can see that take extra damage if attacked. I didn't know this until after swinging at him for a pretty long time, but regardless, we beat him and we take the drill, opening the path forward. We reach the tower and find the crucial information that the FU guy was actually Larry, and his wife is the overseer FU guy. She smacks the gun out of Barry's hand, and she reveals that she also turned into the creature in search of Natalia. After getting hoed in the cutscene and in the game by Pedro, I realize we are severely underprepared, and I decided to cheat. So, to be honest, this isn't cheating. I'm just like exploiting the game system a little bit. Don't worry. For everyone wondering, why didn't I just play the game normally and buy it when I had it? I did, and I've come to the conclusion that it would be a waste of time to do so normally. Now, I didn't buy everything, but I did buy a hair splitter and a crowbar upgrade. But that's really it. And the only thing this did was make the next boss fight maybe a bit faster. So like, it's fine. I already completed the challenge on stream on my Twitch with my knowledge for a second playthrough. I think as long as I don't buy everything, it just saves the effort of searching all the nooks and crannies and doing unnecessary actions for BP. I can even confirm that in the normal playthrough, you would have just enough to get Hair Splitter before the final episode. If you think I lost because of this, you may, and if you would like to watch me do it, legit, the VOD should be on my Twitch by the time this is uploaded. If not, then just trust me. Now, beginning episode 3, Claire and Moira try looking for Natalia, but they unfortunately didn't find her. So, they decided to continue on their adventure to Larry's wife. They ended up getting trapped in a new area they entered and had to find some random guy's innards to put into a statue. The only way to get the liver was to almost end my own life to get this key, then follow Chaos's footsteps to get this fake eye and replace it with the real one. Then do a retinal scan to open this door, and then you get the first piece of liver.
What's this supposed to be?
For the next liver, we retinal scan again into the butcher's house. We go to the back, then pull off the bars for this door, then we get trapped and find this key. But with Claire and Moira's quick thinking, we open the doors and escape. Now, for the meat grinder section, you better have been holding on to them bombs. You need 4 bombs to get enough meat into the grinder to get the second liver. We collected and run for our lives, barely escaping the onslaught of enemies. After completely murdering this guy by putting gunpowder in his liver, Evil Larry's wife tries to get back at us by blowing us up in this building. Fortunately, we've seen way too many action movies, so we know exactly what to do. We split up and we turn off the valves for the fire on both sides. Then, we put our lives on the line, give credit to Michael Bay, and take a detour to the building from the sewers. After taking this path, we see the cams and oh no!
Fuck you, Neil.
Says the evil fuck you guy's wife, shooting Neil with the zombieinator.
Claire? Are you crying?
No. I'm just learning to see a little more clearly.
We attempt to leave, but Neil was not having it, so we have to kill him. You know, this took me like 15 minutes. On my first playthrough, I did this with just Moira, and this took like maybe 30 minutes. That's when I met the 2 people that's like insane at the game when I was streaming, and they did the challenge themselves. They did it on no hope mode. That is the hardest difficulty in the game. And the kicker is, they said that it took like 4 hours. I think that was just on the final boss. And they did it with skills and multiplayer. So they were able to find a trick to like easily take the boss down. But 4 hours is insane. Anyways, after we take down Neil, we use the elevator to escape. But then it stops and we have to investigate. We reopen Moira's childhood trauma and go on with our lives. Hopefully this wasn't an important event that may decide the end of the game. Now for Barry's episode 3, we start reliving Moira's trauma but from Barry's side, and find out that Barry sold. He just left the gun out. Silly nigga. A mistake like that almost costed a life. That junk is crazy. We traverse through the sewers and find a path to an old mine shaft area or something like that. where we have to move an electrical crate around in order to progress. The first encounter with the crate, we're introduced to a new enemy. This new enemy has a one-shot move, and we have to defeat him in the first encounter. The Twitch viewer gave me 2 tips for fighting this guy. Unfortunately, due to my procrastination, I was unable to obtain the 2 clips that the Twitch viewer provided, so I will not be explaining the tricks. So sorry. Luckily for me, I just used all my bombs before this fight, so I gotta do it the hard way. I knife at it like no tomorrow, and after a little bit, he runs away. Absolutely beautiful. When I leave, I take out the last few enemies and I carry the electric crate around to open the path and reach the top of the mines area. When we get to the top, we have to move one last crate to the area that needs power, but then we get ambushed. Luckily, this time I have smoke bomb. I walk past them like we're friends, and then we get out of there without them even noticing. We get to the end of the section, and Evil Larry's wife pulls up on us, she just kills Barry, leaving Natalia all alone. But with Natalia's aura, she was able to fend off Evil Larry's wife, making her retreat, and allowing Natalia to get Barry's reboot card and revive him. Heading back to Claire for the final episode, we reach Evil Larry's lair and confront Evil Larry's wife. She's implanted her brain muscles into Natalia before Claire arrives, and then, when they do arrive,
She ends up committing gunhead, but rigged the buildings to explode. How could this happen? Evil Larry's gonna be pissed.
That's what you think
What?
I am partnering with? The creature to take down the world. Ha ha ha.
We will stop you.
No, you will not. Evil creature rocks.
No!
Good luck beating me now, hehehe.
Just use weights. I'm gonna call my gang.
We will see about that. Ha.
Coming back to Barry's final episode, Natalia successfully rebooted Barry, but she can't use weapons, so she just stared at him till he woke up. They traverse down the path and they find themselves entering a tunnel filled with deadly gas. Barry and Natalia have some great lung capacity, because being able to run and hold your breath is a crazy feat. Traveling through the mines, we don't have any trouble. We clear out the gas and go deeper down. Going down, we enter a mansion that sends us all over the building to find some stuff. First to get a security card, then a key, then a higher clearance security card. This was simple, but then we have to deal with the ambush room and kill all the enemies to continue. This isn't a difficult task, but make sure you have at least 2 bombs to take out the slingers, and maybe 1 more to get rid of the invisible guy. But if you have Hair Splitter, you can get knocked into Natalia and just finish them off with Barry while it's recovering from attacking. After the fight, we take another elevator and go down even deeper underground, where we can find a creepy and kind of cult-like area with babies hanging and a stuffed bear that's been torn up. After we arrive at the final boss room,
We meets with Evil Larry's wives, and she tries to jorks us and take Natalia's.
Haha, are you gang?
What? Oh, hell nah, this huz trippin'. I'm not a gang huz, I say affiliatedly.
Well, then you die and I take the girl.
I straight up jorks it on the Evil Larry's wife, and she dies a painful death.
No. You can't kills my wife's, so I taken over her. And now, I will kills you.
Gang! My gang is here, and now you will die to Boom Bang Gun.
I am Evil Larry, I can't die to boom.
Evil Larry dies to Boom Bang Gun.
yeah, so we did it. Yay! To explain the ending, I wanted to go for the good ending, so unfortunately you are forced to shoot 2 rockets in order to kill Alex. And I don't think there's any other way to kill her. If anyone's willing to test how long it might take for the cutscene to activate, you can. But the Twitch viewers said that they took 4 hours, and that makes me believe it's impossible to do it without shooting the rocket. But on the bright side, if you go for the bad ending, the game ends right after beating Alex, so you don't have to shoot the RPGs at all. So what does this mean? Is it possible to beat Resident Evil Revelations 2 without guns? Yes, as long as you go for the bad ending and grab the shotgun before actually playing the story in order, you can avoid every forced gunshot. But unfortunately, For my true ending fans, no. Other than a theory and possibly an ungodly amount of time, there's no way to skip the RPG shot at the end. And there's no way to prove you can skip it, even if we could. So, we're at a loss. But anyways, thank you for watching. This video took a little bit of time, and I'm trying to make videos come out faster, but like, damn, these challenges, man, they're kind of difficult. If you would like to see more content like this, you can subscribe and follow the Twitch. I haven't streamed much on YouTube, but if you'd like to see my Twitch streams, my Twitch will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.